What's good, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and ladies and gents, we are fighting Volvidon today on Monster Hunter Generations Ultimates. Now, he's a weird little monster. Not too many people like him. I personally don't really care too much for him. I don't care for him either way. I don't hate him. I don't like him, but I mean, nevertheless, he's a thing, and it's good to kind of see him come back. I mean, he was already here because of another game, but you know. Anyway, so off the top, let's talk about what I'm actually wearing today. Today, it's just my standard little guard set that I have. I mean, it's low rank, so it's not really much you can really do. So it's honestly just a Hermitar all the way up top and down with the Nibblesnarf Lance. That talisman is what's giving me gathering +1, and I just have guard +1. Nothing really fancy. I just want a guard for a lancing set, and that's truth be told all it. But anyway, Volvidon. So quickly, let me just go over him, what he's about for the most part. I mean, this isn't a very long video. I don't really want to make it that long. I'm feeling a little under the weather. Like, I woke up and like I was just not really feeling it today. Like, not it today, but just under the weather, you know, like huge headache, migraines out the wazoo. But regardless, that's not important. What is important is we need to talk about what he can do. So clearly, as you saw in the little cutscene, he rolled up to you. Literally, he rolled up to you like in a ball. Basically like a giant roly-poly, and that's really how he gets down. So he will spit paralysis. That little ball that he spat out right there, it has a weird arc. He's one of the few monsters rather who can shoot a thing from his mouth and can't really angle it. Like as he shoots, it is the same exact distance. He will shoot at the same distance every time. You could be right in his face, he'll shoot the same distance. You could be a little further behind him. If you miss the hitbox from the top, it won't hit you. He spits it the same distance every time. It's kind of weird. I kind of feel like they could have made it more challenging had he been able to use it similar to that of maybe Yon Kutku, who can actually throw fireballs right down in front of him, or in front of itself if it really deemed it necessary to do so. But that's not really important. What is important though is he can do it, and that's how he gets. Well, that's where his weapons come from. That's the paralysis part to his weapons. But before we get to there, let's talk about a couple of other weapons he has. Again, he shares the same body type of that of the Lagambi and the Arzra, so you will see attacks that are very similar to them. Most notably, the claw swipes. He will totally do those, and the bear hug thing. That's just how those monsters get down. Every monster kind of has a thing, kind of like how most, I guess, flying wyverns have like a lot of the same kind of features or attacks or whatever. It's just the same general kind of thing. But he can actually extend his tongue quite a distance and actually attack you with it. For the most part, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It's really just designed to actually bring you closer. Now, outside of his tongue attack, he can actually hit you what's known as stench, where he, it looks like he's charging up, but he actually expels a whole lot of gas coming from his body. This actually hits for a pretty decent amount of damage, so you kind of want to watch out for it. Don't be at like 30% and think you're going to tank it, because you just honestly might not. But what it does is, when afflicted by it, you can't actually heal yourself by no means. So you can't take any potions, no herbs, no nothing. You can only use things that don't heal anything. So for most notably, you can sharpen your weapon still, but honestly, that's like about it. So what I recommend you do is continuously have deodorant on you. You can get some in the box. You can bring some with you if you're gonna fight monsters like him who can actually throw out the stench. Do that just in case, you know, things don't necessarily go your way, especially if you're like at low health and he combos you into the stench thing, and then you're really screwed. So try to actually help yourself by not being so slapped, because that's a thing. Now, so with all that being said, let's move over to what makes my man tick. So truth be told, this is a kind of a weird thing. If you hit him while he's actually rolling, you will do more damage than anything else. So if you see my man rolling around at the speed of sound with places to go, hit him. It does the most damage. But if you can't catch him when he's rolling, hit him in the head. That's the second most damaging area. But if you're gonna do any of these things, you really want to go in here with water. You can kind of go in here with ice in a pinch, but by now there's plenty of options to actually have water to fight my man right here. So you should totally actually have either a Royal Ludroth weapon or a Nibblesnarf joint, or maybe some other type of water weapon at your disposal. But outside of that, his armor is the reason why you're seeing this monster right now. Truth be told, I was supposed to do the Raytheon, but I decided that, well, I don't want to fight the Raytheon just yet. I kind of want to use the Greatsword to fight the Raytheon. In order to fight the Raytheon with the Greatsword, I kind of wanted the armor set that had focus on it. And I already knew that Volvidon had focus on his armor set, so I decided to fight the Volvidon first. So that's why you're seeing it now, and the Raytheon will come later, because his armor set gives you not a full 10 points in the focus, but only 8. And that's okay, because you can gem in the rest of it. If you don't focus is fast charge. It allows your weapon, if you have a charge blade, a long sword, a great sword, a switch axe, any weapon with like a meter, it allows that meter to be charged up quicker. Now for Greatsword, it allows you to actually access your level 3 Greatsword charge a lot faster. Well, you charge your Greatsword faster. You get to the maximum efficiency with your Greatsword faster. That's what I really wanted. I just kind of wanted that when fighting the Raytheon. It also gives you Bio Researcher, which prevents stench and allows your dung bombs to be more efficient. Also Blast Blight. It negates Blast Blight, stench, and makes your dung bombs more efficient. Meaning, you throw the dung bomb, the monster will leave. It's pretty much as simple as that. And he actually comes with stamina recovery down, which is a bummer. Which means that, you know, your stamina and recover as quickly, which is kind of bummy, but you know, it is what it is nonetheless. But regardless, his weapons. Let's talk about his weapons really quickly. His weapons are also paralysis based, so it kind of means that if you're really about that paralysis life, you can probably also use his weapons if you're not really feeling Gendrum. But Gendrum, the problem with his is that the Gendrum's weapons aren't they don't have a lot of raw. Now, Volvidon weapons have more raw, but the biggest of all the problems between the two is that it's not about the raw when you're using paralysis. Gendrum's weapons have a lot more paralysis than that of what Volvidon's does. So, I mean, if you're really about that life, if you really just need to have more damage while also maybe doing some paralysis, Volvidon might be for you. But for the most part, most people will probably just pick the Gendrum, unless they themselves, for reasons that I guess the developers actually put in, your weapon does not have a Gendrum variant. So I mean, if you don't have a Gendrum variant and you would like paralysis on a weapon, Volvidon should probably be your next best thing. I don't think there's a Volvidon Greatsword, which would be kind of cool to have a paralysis Greatsword. I think someone else has paralysis Greatsword. Can't remember. Anyway, that's pretty much that. I mean, Volvidon stuff is pretty nice. Paralysis is cool and all. It doesn't have any slots really for the most part. It doesn't really have the big paralysis. I mean, for example, perfect example, the Gendrum Greatsword, the Gendrum Gunlance maxed out has 280 attack with 45 paralysis. The Volvidon Gunlance maxed out has 300 attack with only 25 paralysis. I mean, it is what it is. However, the Volvidon Gunlance has better sharpness. So, I mean, that's the thing. It goes white, where in which Gendrum's only just goes to blue. Now, it can get white if you use sharpness +2, but it's white naturally with the Volvidon. I mean, it's just really up to you. It's almost a tomato kind of thing, but I kind of feel like if you're really about the paralysis, wow, that's a weird. I keep want to say paralyzed. That's if you want to paralyze something, you might just want to go with the weapon that gives you just more paralysis out of the box. That's honestly that's the Gendrum stuff. So with all that being said, Gendrum's weapons are objectively, let's just say that, objectively better. If you're about the paralysis, which is the main focus of the paralysis weapon, you're going to get more paralysis out of a Gendrum than you will a Volvidon. However, Volvidon has a little bit more attack and better sharpness, so it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't really mind paralyzing them like 10 times a fight, you just want to do it maybe twice a fight, boom, Volvidon might be up your alley, but that's neither here nor there. But what it is here and or there is the fact that, again, remember, weak spot. If you hit him while he's rolling, that's going to be your most damage. Granted, it's not the most consistent way to damage, so you're going to want to hit him in the head. If you're going to do any of these things, however, you might want to do it with either a water or an ice weapon. And remember, his armor is really good for greatswords or anyone who has a meter, so that way you can actually charge your attacks up quicker. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. You all take care. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.